Hello, and welcome to the second ever episode of the Anti-Mom Podcast. We're here with special guest Lindsey Sinibaldi.
Yes, your other partner. Because I'm the partner, Eli Laborde Martin.
The less important one. That's me, not you.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold up. What? All right, let's get started on these drinks.
Yeah, well, as we all know, no moms allowed. Thankfully, Lindsey here has made sure that she will never be a mom, so she can be on this podcast. So now we can commence.
So, how do you guys want to get started with this?
Well, I guess I'm the conversation starter. I do want to talk about this IPA here that I'm holding. It's called Electric Jellyfish Hazy IPA. I found this in the fridge, and I asked my roommate if I could bum it because I didn't want to buy more beer or anything. So let's hope this gnarly looking can has something nice inside instead of something that I won't like. I am a little concerned. It is very colorful, so I am I think it's going to be a sweet or some kind of fruit flavored beer, which is something I don't want to drink.
You could just try both at the same time.
That is true. You know what? That is a
Give it a shot. How are you?
So, what is like the alcohol percentage on that?
It's a nasty 6.5% alcohol volume.
Dude, that's
not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah. 5.6, you said?
Could be worse.
6.5.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's pretty low for an IPA. The IPAs are usually like 7. That's why they're so not good. I used to be a huge fan of IPAs, but like I hate IPAs now.
It already looks like a fruit juice.
I only tried the one from work, and it tastes like it's just grapefruit juice. It's the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Ooh.
What is the one from work? The T-Hawk or whatever?
T-Hawk.
Okay.
Awful. Very gross.
Very
Everyone
nice.
tells us to check the keg because they said it tastes rotten, but that's just what it tastes like.
Isn't that how IPA started, though? It's just rotting beer on British ships coming from India.
I think so.
Yeah.
So like, this shit actually tastes pretty more ass than regular beer.
More ass.
According to my coworker, who's older than me and enjoys adult beverages, he said that the story goes is whenever the British occupied India as an imperial army or whatever, they used to import their ales from Britain over to India. And by the time it got to India, it's spoiled. You don't like it?
It's awesome. And it doesn't help that you're telling me the origin story of IPA about rotting beer.
It went sour.
Like basically, yeah. So like it essentially by the time it got to India, it had soured over, and like whenever they came back to Britain after they stopped occupying India, they loved it so much that they were like, hey, can we get this thing? And so they called it an IPA, an Imperial British or Imperial Pale Ale. So ale. Sorry. Al. Who's Al?
Are we going to ignore the fact that British was for a second there pronounced as British?
British.
IPA.
British ale.
Imperial British Ale.
Is that the one that's supposed to be served at room temperature?
No, I don't think IPAs are supposed to be served at room temperature. That's more of a stout.
Sorry, I'm not an expert.
I'm not either. I just think stouts are supposed to be served at room temperature because they're more of like an enjoyment drink with like whatever you're eating with. So what does that IPA taste like?
I was right. It does have a little bit of a fruity taste to it, but it's just really, really, really sour.
Does any of it remind you of the jellyfish?
I think if you made a jellyfish into a beer, this is what it would taste like, because it tastes like nasty. I mean, the Japanese they like ice cream flavored jellyfish though, or sorry, jellyfish flavored ice cream.
What does jellyfish taste like? The ocean?
Probably
seawater,
because those things are 95% water, so it would be pretty salty. But apparently, it's like a delicacy over there in Japan.
A lot of things are a delicacy, though.
That is true. I mean, those guys are fucking trapped on an island for thousands of years. That's why they're so weird.
What's the thing you ate in Iceland?
fermented shark, and I kid you not, I'm not a picky eater. There's nothing I've ever had before that I've been like, no, I can't do this ever again. No one even give it a second chance, except for fermented shark. It was so bad. It was so salty that like, it felt like I was eating a salt block with like a very nasty like fermented taste, you know. And I hated it so much because like salt's a good time, right? But like you have way too much of it, it's just disgusting, you know.
You should go a step further and go a little more south into Sweden and try some solströmming.
What
is that?
Which is a fermented herring.
Like the bird or like its egg?
A herring isn't a bird.
I thought it was a bird.
No,
it's a fish.
Shit. Never
You're
mind.
thinking of a heron. A heron is a bird, but a herring is a fish.
It's like cod, kind of.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty.
Disgusting.
Yes.
Which
Which one?
Well, that's a good topic. What is the best Call of Duty? For my pick,
Modern
it's the
Warfare
one
2.
that's on the phone. 'Cause I like
Bruh. That's awesome.
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2 is an OG one for sure.
I really liked the new Modern Warfare. I thought it had a pretty solid campaign. I had a lot of fun with Warzone, even though Warzone is probably one of the most cancerous battle royales I've played.
How so?
It's just like you'll have fun, and then you discover a meta, and people stick to the meta, and they won't change at all. And there's no like variety with the weapons that people are using to fight with. Like you're usually, if you play around, you get killed by 2 or 3 of the same weapons that are part of that meta, and it's just annoying. Also, it's probably the scariest game I've ever made. I ever played.
How so?
Because you're just running around this giant map. If you're playing by yourself, it is really scary. If you're with friends, it's still scary. But just imagine you're walking out, and then all of a sudden you get sniped from nowhere, and it's a super loud bang, and you hear your fucking shield break apart. Just jump scare alley is what the Warzone is. But
have you ever played Dead Space? Any of them? Specifically the first one.
Dead Space is one of my favorite games of all time.
If you want to talk about scary games.
Dead Space is great.
Have you ever played Dead Space?
I'm not actually.
It's so good. It's such a good game.
I'm not what the cool kids say, a gamer.
You're a pretty serious gamer.
Really?
You do that craft.
I do that craft. I play craft all the time. We need to update the server, by the way. We have our own
There's an
Minecraft
update.
server, and we have 2, and they're both like, man, they're like our child project.
They're super massive. They're really impressive for a survival one.
The first one is the one that we have with like my brother and all of his friends. That one is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. That one has like a whole city, like everything, you know.
We have a rail system.
Which one is the one where you're gonna build the World Trade Center in?
That one.
That one.
Yeah.
And then my friend Cameron made a paintball field. So we play with spectral arrows, so like you can see when you actually hit somebody. But he made a whole paintball field for us. And
It's insane.
And he made matching like dyed leather outfits and stuff. So we tried it a couple times. It is a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
pretty unfortunate.
I have a Minecraft world, but I really like making worlds that have like a little lore in them. And yeah, it sounds super nerdy, but there's this one part of it that I worked on a couple days ago, where I was just kind of flying around because I was bored working on the same city that I have for 3 years. And I went off to the distance and I saw a bunch of dynamite holes. And I remembered, I did that with my friend like a long time ago. I forgot that was there. And then I had this idea, it would be cool, put more of them in the field and make it look like it's like an old battlefield, and then have signs put up that says like, this was the site of a battle. And then I have like a memorial statue, and then I have a little town in the middle that's been blown up. So I'm still working on that, but
That's such a good
pretty
time.
cool, actually.
You would like ours then with the lore.
I love your stuff. It makes me super jealous that I'm a very amateur builder compared to y'all.
We work too, but then it's Cameron carrying the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like He has some dedication. He has some hours put in there. It's pretty embarrassing. And like you have to ask him before you build something too close to the middle of the city. it's like yeah, that'll work.
You have to ask for a builder's permit.
You really do.
Pretty
if you
much,
build far out and you have your own place, and it's like okay, yeah, whatever. But if you're too close to Arc, which is the main city, then if you build too close to it, he has to approve it, or he'll knock it down while you're not playing. It's pretty funny.
Well, I just realized I don't think we mentioned how your relation with Matt. So Lindsey is Matt's sister.
Older.
Much older.
Yes,
sister.
this is how this goes for sure. We've been brother and sister for 2.5 years.
Yeah, and you're very close.
Yes, very close.
Let's just say that you are very, very close.
Stepsister. If you
Are you stuck? Are you stuck, stepsister?
You can be.
I bet you absolutely hate getting the dried clothes from the dryer because of how many times you've gotten stuck in
How many times I've gotten stuck? My huge tits getting stuck in the dryer.
and then Matt having to help you out.
Classic. Every time, really. Oh yeah, as a brief aside, I don't drink beer. It's disgusting. So we got these Trulies. That's me.
Well, it's not really
That's all I got.
It's more like you have.
Just me. That's just me, 100%.
What is it with as a woman? Could you care to explain why women have zero taste in alcohol?
I don't know, because I'm a bartender, but like every single woman but every single woman that comes in, well, there's like maybe 1 or 2 every week that order a beer, but the rest of them are like, what's the fruitiest drink you can make me? Like every single one. And then the men won't drink them. And then if they do, their friends make fun of them. So I don't know. Really don't know. Guess women just like to drink things that taste good.
The drinks that you make are like awesome. They're so good.
Oh, you did like that one with the pink one.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, the pink one
with the sugar on the rim.
The one pink drink that I made you that got you drunk.
Sure did, yeah. It had like 2.5 shots in it, right?
Yeah, it was a Chili's drink though. It just had strawberry in it. That's all.
What's the most annoying drink you've had to make for someone?
That's a good
one that had way too many steps.
So it's not the too many steps part. Well, it kind of is, but the thing that's annoying. Okay, there's a lot of drinks that have a lot of steps, and it's fine. Like if people want things that we don't normally make, so like if they want a Cosmo or they want something that like you have to make in a blender, it's just annoying and it takes a little bit more time. But the thing that pisses me off the most is like people that just turned 21. They say, I want a liquid marijuana. All of them. They all say that.
What is
I want a liquid marijuana. It's like, okay, so it has like melon in it, and blue curacao, and Malibu, and Captain Morgan, and
So is it just a liquid marijuana because it's green?
yes.
You might as well just call it a liquid Grinch.
Then the thing is that nobody would want it because it's really not that good, which is super annoying.
Oh,
but
just
they
like
all
marijuana. It tastes fucking awful. Okay,
Yeah.
I see how
But
it
pretty
is.
much everyone gets excited and they're like, I want a liquid marijuana. And they order it at like 10 at a time, like 10 people at a time. And it's very frustrating because it's a lot of steps, but that part is whatever. But it's just the people that order it and they pretend it's good and it's actually disgusting. And then there's another thing that people will like read about a shot online somewhere and like they'll just make up a name. Like they'll make something up, like they heard it one time and they'll be like, oh, do you know how to make this? And we're all like, I mean, I can look it up, I guess. And they're like, oh, you don't know how to make it? It's like, no, I don't know how to make that. That's not a thing that anyone knows how to make.
So here it is. Here's the liquid marijuana.
Yeah. So you can make it as a mixed drink. So then you'll just put like more sweet and sour, like more mixer in it. Like it has pineapple juice too. So it's like you put more pineapple juice and more sweet and sour in it to make it like a full mixed drink. But people take it as a shot usually.
This just looks like Gozer from the Ghostbusters that got put in a blender. It's not. It's not brown enough. Like weed has a little bit of that brown to it, but this is just so bright green.
They just get excited because they hear someone order a liquid marijuana. And they're like, "Oh, I gotta have it," and it's like it's really not that great. Like
it
I don't
looks
know. Maybe it's just
awful.
a taste thing. And there's a liquid cocaine as well.
Oh my
And then
God.
What is the liquid?
that
cocaine?
one's actually better. I don't remember
Wait, and
that
so
one at all.
wait, okay,
Look that one up,
because you work
but-
at a Chili's, right? And it's still kind of a family restaurant, and they
Right.
allow, because I think marijuana is still kind of it's okay to mention that around kids, but cocaine is serious.
Right, and it's like usually a bunch of like 25, 30-year-old-ish men that come in and they're like, can you make a liquid cocaine? And I'm like, yeah, I can make it. We're gonna,
what is a
we have
liquid
it. There's
cocaine?
kids everywhere. We have to look that one up because I forgot what's in it. But that one's actually pretty good. That one's not bad. But I don't know, maybe it's just the preference on liquor, but I think people just order a liquid marijuana because they want to say that they ordered a liquid marijuana.
If you can just do that, then I want a liquid fentanyl.
But here's the thing, is that's what I was talking about, where people will make up shots and be like, you don't know how to make that? Like someone would come in and say that, and I'd be like, I don't know what that is. And then you got to look it up, and they get like, they try to shame you for not knowing how to make their weird shot that they heard of one time.
Okay, so liquid cocaine, I saw the picture
forgot
in 2
what's in it.
seconds. It looks like pee.
It actually tastes pretty good though.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so ingredients.
If I remember
1.5 ounces peach snaps. Okay.
It's the amaretto.
1.5 ounces amaretto.
That's
1.5
pretty good.
ounces Southern Comfort. You would think
The
it would be
Soco
more
makes it,
white
yikes.
instead of looking. Oh, okay. Maybe it's like liquid cocaine, but it's the cocaine that goes through someone's pee system
It's
after
the
they.
latter stages of the cocaine ingestion.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you said that though about people kind of doing that at a Chili's. It is very much still a family restaurant. I don't think a lot of people get that like they're not at a bar, they're at a Chili's that happens to have a bar, because everyone thinks they're at like an actual bar, but it's Chili's.
Been there a couple of times when people got really rowdy and started like cussing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like a family establishment, you know.
And they just get so embarrassing.
I had a very, very cultural experience at a Chili's one day with my friend. This is a 100% true story. Do not get any ideas. I'm not exaggerating when I say this because I've never experienced this in my life. Mm-hmm. But at the Chili's as I was at, they had one of those big party tables open, right? And all of it, every single seat was filled up with a black girl. And I cannot tell you how loud that conversation was.
Bro, that's racist.
No, it's not. Because it was real. I wouldn't say this if I made this up.
The amount of times that I've had that exact same experience.
So that's why I'm saying it was very cultural. It didn't, but at the same time, here's my argument though, because I was telling my friend this, we were like kind of laughing to each other because we were just like blown away by how loud it was, but then I go, yeah, but think about it, Devin, my friend. I go, imagine how many times as theater kids we've gone to a Denny's or an IHOP after a show. And we've also been this loud, arguably even more loud and more annoying than that group.
I think about that all the time.
So
With band
there's
kids,
like that,
with
yeah.
the
Like,
socks and the marching
it's not-
shoes and the sweat.
It is it is not unique to that demographic. It is a lot of people do it, and so that's how I will finish my story.
Wait, where were you at though when this happened? Because like my experience with all this was always at like a Waffle House or a Whataburger, you know, where it doesn't really matter as much, and it'd be like 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah, well, since we close at 10 or 11, it's not as much of a thing. But are you okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're stressed. You locked in on that thing. I was worried.
No, it
But
was.
then-
I had like 3 buzzes at the same time, but with one message.
Mom.
So I don't know what that means. Please,
But the,
please repeat. I do want to listen. I apologize for.
Well, you said where were you? Like.
Oh, where was
you
I?
experienced that besides Chili's, but
Just San Marcos.
What restaurant?
Chili's.
Chili's?
Chili's.
Yeah.
Oh, bet. Okay.
Do you want to hear about the most cultural experience that I had at Chili's
Of course.
in Paris, Texas? Okay. So, well, okay, I don't know if this is necessarily cultural, but, and this is 100% a true story because I have the audio file to corroborate my story here.
Jamie,
So
can you
what
pull
happened-
that up,
Mario?
please?
No, not Mario. Also Mario, which of course I have to play that now. Absolutely, I have to play. Okay,
Play
so
that shit.
my job is the most dramatic thing I've ever seen in my life because it's in a small town and they don't have anything better to do. So nothing better to do. Like they're all like fucking each other, and everyone has each other's kids, and it's small town. It's a whole thing. It's really something.
It's the beginning of Idiocracy.
Yes, it's pretty bad. So fuck yeah. So, okay, I think this was probably the weirdest thing that I've ever seen in my life. But there's a woman. She came in. She sits in my bar. She's like...
Well, keep going, sorry.
She's like 45 to 50 years old.
Okay, all right, good territory.
Southern mom attire, like the cheetah print rhinestone hat and like the
sandals.
Like that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And she comes in and she's like, what's the strongest margarita you have? Which I love when people say things like that. 'Cause
they're trying to get attention at that point.
They're just trying to get trashed. And like, I'm not going to get anyone trashed because I'm not trying to get fired. So, she came in and she sat at the bar and like took out her little iPad thing. And, she started like a Zoom call. So I thought, like, judging by the conversation she was having, which she wasn't trying to keep, like, on the down low because I was standing right there and I could hear everything she was saying. So I thought it was, like, you know, friends or family. And then she started saying, like, kind of weird stuff. She was like, oh, since I've seen y'all last, oh, this person just got out. Oh, he's going to be on here. Like, he's coming to meet us, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, maybe she just got out of jail or something. Like, maybe she knows these people, whatever. It was a group. But, and then fast forward like 5 minutes and she like kind of lowers her tone. And then she's like, like she starts drinking. So she's like, I just fucking love y'all. You know, it's not just because of the sex. I really love all y'all. Because, and so she starts saying stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is okay. They got like a weird relationship going on here with this like large group of people. And then I left. I came back like a little bit later, like 5 minutes later. And like she's really close to the iPad and she's like, which I have on my phone because I started audio recording her because it was hilarious. She's like really close to the iPad. She's like, go in the other room. I want to see y'all's dicks.
Oh my
she's like
God.
At Chili's. She's like, I love seeing y'all's dicks. Like in her phone. Just at Chili's at the bar. And now there's people sitting next to her. She's saying all this weird shit into her iPad and they're just sitting there eating like.
How come you've never told me this story before?
I have.
No, you're saying that...
Okay, well, I'm going to play the audio for you because it's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Well, wait. We're talking about the audio, though. You said you didn't want to get fired by getting someone trashed, and yet you recorded them?
Yeah, you can do that. It's a one-party, whatever it's called, in Texas. So she's in a public space, you can record her. So I audio recorded her.
I like that law. I like it a lot.
It's pretty funny. So it's like...
So I have... You can video record because it shows faces, but you can audio record...
Okay. Yeah,
because you can't identify a person based off of their audio.
Well, also, I think the law should entail that you can actually video record someone, but only if they're doing something just super embarrassing. Because at that point, it's their fault. Like if you do something funny, I gotta put you on Instagram.
Well, I mean, if they're in a public space and you're like a reasonable distance away, it's like technically illegal.
Yeah. It was just like I set my phone like on the bar top and like I'll play it for you guys later. But I have like the audio of her being like, go in the other room.
Well, you can play it now.
I got it. It's like a 40-minute long thing, but like I'll fast forward to hopefully the part where I can find it. But it was some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. And my managers were trying to contemplate how they were supposed to make her stop doing it. Because, like, many different groups of people, like, sat down next to her, like 2 or 3. Let's see. I don't know how to find it.
You sound like you're at an arcade.
Just at Chili's. Oh. Me making margaritas. I'll have to skim with you guys, but she was saying she's very picky and that if you're not here with her in person, then you can't get her wet, was what she was explaining.
Matt, you said something about Mario.
That's a certified bruh moment.
Okay, another certified bruh moment.
Bruh.
This one... This one's really something.
Like
Okay.
such a dude.
So there was but there was it was a whole thing. Okay. So these people all don't work there anymore. So there was a cook, and he slept with one of the other girls that we work with, and she like is the worst human being that any of us have ever met. It's a whole thing, and like she
stole your purse, right?
She did, out of my truck. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, she stole my purse out of my truck and then threw it in a ditch. So I have it back now. It's okay. But like so he slept with this girl, and then the girl had some delusions about their relationship going on. So she kind of just made up like little lies about him, like whenever he wasn't there and stuff. Like, oh, Mario's coming to pick me up. Oh, we're doing this, and then she moved on to oh, I'm pregnant with Mario's kid, and we're all like, okay, that's awesome. And then like a month later, she's like, oh, I miscarried, and we're like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're like, that's really great. Sorry, that's unfortunate. And then another girl that we work with got with him, and so she shared all of the lies that the other one had been telling, because we didn't know that she was necessarily lying. We were just like, okay, that's what you're saying, so we believe you, I guess, whatever. And so he left her a voicemail, and this voicemail got him fired, and it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, so I'm going to play it for you. And yeah, so I think this is the one. So this is what goes on in my place of work.
Hey, you did the best thing by not answering my motherfucking call. That'll be your best move by not answering my motherfucking call. Cause when I see you, I'm going in on your bitch ass. You ain't got no more motherfucking time to be going around this motherfucking line at me and shit with my motherfucking name in your mouth. Bitch, you suck my dick and I fucked your bitch ass one motherfucking time, ho. You mad cause I don't wanna fuck with you, bitch. You going around saying I nutted in you? Bitch, why would I nut in your motherfucking ugly ass bust down ass, bitch? Can't do a motherfucking thing for me, ho. So, right here, you say my name again up in that motherfucker in your mouth about anything that ain't got shit to do with me, bitch, I'ma beat your bitch ass, ho. Cause that's the type of nigga I am. You think I'm playing? Try me.
Wait, you said this guy's name is Mario? Why wasn't it his voice message like, hey, I'm going to fuck you in the ass, and you do not come here because I'm a bitch ass hoe. You are a big bitch.
And I'll tell you why. It's because his name's actually Demarius, but he goes by Mario. That part wasn't actually a joke. That's his name.
Sorry, I should have laughed at that.
Demarius, that's
His name is
great. That is
Demarius.
golden.
Yeah, and he got fired.
If we ever have a son, can we name him Demarius?
Do you have a son? Do you have kids?
Demarius,
Like
Mario
a
for
male
short.
cat? Demarius.
Can we name our male
Lewis.
cat Demarius?
Demiawius.
Maybe that's Mario Judah's real name.
Maybe.
Is Demarius.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
he got fired because the one that was on the receiving end of that voicemail like recorded it and gave it to the boss, and she was like, he's threatening me. So he got fired. And yeah, that was really
This is the
sensible.
second time he got fired, actually.
The first time he got fired is because he threatened one of the old managers with a knife.
Oh.
Like a big one. He like put it in his face.
Now that's not a knife. Now this is a knife.
Oh, it was a knife. It was a knife. It was like a giant kitchen knife, and he put it in his face. He was, I don't remember what he said, but he got fired, and then somehow got rehired after that. And
Well,
then,
Paris is a pretty small town, so you know there's not a lot of Demariuses that can go around.
I think you're right about that. Am I gonna get fired for this?
I
no,
mean,
probably not.
You gotta cut out where I
this
work.
video's gonna get 20 views tops.
Yeah, but what if one of them's the CEO of Chili's?
Doubt it.
Matt, I think that's a great topic. Is just weird personalities that we've worked with over the years. I definitely have one, but I want to start with Matt if he has any interest.
Yo, so we had this kid.
Workplace.
We had this
He's ready to
kid
go.
at Showbiz. So I worked at a movie theater.
Yeah, you worked at Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz, no.
With yes, you did. It was with you were the animatronic bear.
I remember. I've seen the
Real
picture.
quick, okay, no, real quick. I do want to show Showbiz Pizza though because this thing is like the scariest. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
This is probably what Five Nights at Freddy's was inspired from. This was a real thing. This was a competing brand against Chuck E. Cheese, and it was called Showbiz Pizza. But look how terrifying all of these guys look. They're all bears, except for one, I guess, gorilla or something. I don't know. But yeah, and the Showbiz Pizza is infamous for this picture, starring Rich Evans from Red Letter Media.
I've definitely seen
Oh
that.
my goodness, yes.
Yeah, this is this picture right here.
Oh my
The
god.
boy.
And what's funny is that this picture is like the photograph of a younger version of this guy who's from a YouTube channel called Red Letter Media, and then this photo was featured on the Ellen Show.
Look at his face.
Why was it featured on the Ellen Show?
Because
Why not?
it was Ellen was interviewing Julia Roberts, I believe her name is. I just want to make sure that's the yes, Julia Roberts. She was interviewing Julia Roberts, and Julia Roberts was talking about how her job was she worked at Showbiz Pizza and that she was a bear. She was the bear for that. And Ellen goes, "Oh, so you most likely were in this picture." And then she shows Dick the birthday boy, and everyone laughs. And then since then, the boys from Red Letter Media make fun of this guy named Rich Evans because they're like, "Finally, you made it big. You got to be on the Ellen Show." Through an embarrassing family photo.
Take the birthday boy.
All right, well,
That was that, yeah.
I'm done with that. I do want to hear about your experience at
I'd like to hear
Showbiz
it.
Pizza.
So at Showbiz Pizza, we had this kid. What was the original question again? Sorry, it's been a minute.
Workplace
Characters that you work with?
Yeah, weird people that you've worked with.
Okay, so we had this character. I've worked, I've worked at like a couple different places now. Like I've worked at Showbiz, several different locations of Pizza Hut. I've worked at Mercygate, Social Dallas, the Office of the Registrar, and the number one weirdest character I've ever met was this kid that we called Gunther. I don't even remember his name, but we
Tell me
called
about
him
him.
Gunther. So Gunther was like this poor kid that was so innocent and like he was oblivious to what was going on. So like any female that came into Showbiz, he would just like be mouth open for them, they would come in and he would just be like immediately assume that like they were into him like some way or another, and would try to like get with them and get their number and stuff, and it was really
Ever
sad. No.
No.
So
That's awesome.
one of my favorite memories about this is fucking they decided one day, because he had a limp, he kind of was like, which is not very funny, but like,
And you're telling me he didn't get all the ladies?
no, he didn't.
Was it like a cerebral palsy limp or a?
No, I think he just
He's
had
had
an
a
injury or
characteristic
something.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so the whole Showbiz Usher team, which is the team I worked on, was like, hey, let's race this kid, like race him, like run
With the limp?
with the limp.
I know what a race is.
Yes,
There's
but
4 of them.
You know where like you run and they time it?
Oh, you were talking about that?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the.
Or it could be like in a vehicle of some sort? Like some sort of vessel? Don't do
I
that.
understood. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about.
So we raced him.
Anyway.
I didn't race him, but I watched and filmed 1 or 2. I might still have it on my phone, but everyone would like purposely like slow down to let him like win, and then right at the last minute they would just sprint past
Oh
him.
my God! No.
It was really sad. And then the other thing was like he graduated at the same time I did. He was in the same grade I was. So when we graduated, we started growing out our facial hair because we weren't allowed to have facial hair in high school. I'm telling you, man, like I had not good facial hair at the time. I still don't have like the best facial hair.
It's still better than mine.
But I tell you, man, he had one of those beards that was like super thin, and he just like grew out, and it like went out. It didn't like go down.
You just look like a Civil War general.
Yeah, like but like really really patchy. Like
Oh.
it was not. It was like you know that meme that's like the fanboy meme where he's like, yeah.
Cut to that camera so I can do it. I'm pretty good at doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Can you look that shit up? Pull that shit up. Pull that shit up, Eli. I don't even know what to search, but he looked like that, like just the beard and everything, and like, oh my god, poor dude.
So basically, you're saying the character that you worked with was hilarious because he was funny to look at and he had a limp.
Yes, that's what he looked like. That's what his beard looked like. Really sad.
I mean, there's. I think you can find. Yeah, some of these guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there we go. This. He's one of these.
Soy boy.
Yeah, soy boy.
I don't like the teeth in that.
The teeth are yellow. That's a different color. But yeah, that was my experience with Gunther. Gunther was he's an honorable mention in my heart because I don't even know his name that I can remember.
So he was ugly, and that's why he was entertaining to you.
Well, that too.
Ugly people are
I think
funny.
he was also ugly.
But I think it was just because he was so innocent and didn't know what he was talking about.
That's kind of funny.
But
Poor little guy.
anyone else? I'm trying to think if there was anyone else that was really memorable.
I have a pretty good one.
Okay, go for
I
it.
think Demarius was it for me.
I worked with a 70-year-old Vietnam War veteran that was addicted to every drug on the planet, and this guy had a story to tell every time.
I had one of those at my work, but he wasn't like 70. He was like probably 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
Man, this dude like every weekend
he
was
went to
like on a
Vietnam?
new drug, you know.
He's a Vietnam vet
No,
at 26.
Okay, well, I have so many stories about this guy. His name was Papa Joe. And he even wanted to make sure, because it was at Six Flags when I worked at Flash Pass, and he wanted to make sure that his name tag said Papa Joe. I think it said it. I'm not too sure. It might have said Joseph because they didn't allow him to have Papa Joe as one of his names. But he was 70 years old. His excuse for working with a bunch of high schoolers at Six Flags was that he just did it so that he could get fishing money, which I don't believe him, but at the same time, I don't know. Also, every story I'm about to tell from him is either fake or real. I don't know, because this guy.
Isn't that every
Well,
story?
one of them was that he was a Vietnam War veteran. He was in Vietnam. He's talking about how he got shot, and he even like kind of. He's like, hey, you want to feel my wound? It's right here. It's on my collarbone.
Did you feel his wound?
I did. It was like a big deep hole in his collar wound and the collarbone, and he goes, "Yeah, that's where the fucking Kong shot me."
But he was 7 years old. Vietnam wasn't like that long ago, right? That was like in the 70s.
Okay, think about it. If he was born, let's say 1940. Okay.
1950 would be more probable.
No.
Because it was in the 70s, right?
No, it started in the 60s.
It actually
Well,
started in 1955.
Well, that's the French
Listen,
side.
you know what? Shut up.
No, but that's la guerre d'Indochine. Okay, we're not talking about la guerre d'Indochine. We're talking about Vietnam. The Vietnam War, technically for us, started in 1965. And then it ended in 1975 with us pulling out in like 1972 or 3 or something. Whatever. Okay, so let's say he's born in 1940.
Play game strong.
The war starts 1965. He would have been like 25 years old. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect for the draft.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I guess that
little
does
old,
make him
honestly.
60 or 70, you know, because
Yeah.
that's 50 years ago. So, and he was
So
20
he was
at
in the
time.
70s, maybe late 60s, but that's not what I want to talk about his age. I mean, the age is funny, but he was also a chain smoker who constantly had to have operations. And probably one of my funniest tales about him is how one time we were walking to the parking lot after a long day of work, and he's here smoking a cig, and I go, "Hey man, do you think? I mean, you just had a surgery where they removed one of your lungs. Do you think you'd want to stop doing that?" And he goes, "No, I mean, my mom and dad, they were chain smokers just like me, and they lived pretty long, and they've never had issues from it." And I go, "Oh, well, what do they die of?" Lung cancer.
That's
He never
awesome.
had any complications besides that one thing.
Yeah, so he had like half of his intestines. He had half a lung. Just every time he was out for a month, he'd come back and go, "Well, they took one more organ out of me." And he probably has passed away from because this was back in 2014 and 15, something like that. Which I really hope not, because he was my favorite person to work with.
That's such an unfortunate end of your life, though.
He had so many great stories. Like one where he said that for the longest time he never paid for anything and just paid through marijuana, because he would grow it in his backyard. But then he had to stop because a bunch of helicopters started flying over his property, and he got so paranoid that he burnt his entire crop because he thought the police were after him.
That's so funny you say that, because like my great grandfather on his property, which is now my grandparents' property in Arkansas, he found marijuana, and the feds came and like burnt it all with like a flamethrower. Like dead ass.
That's such a stupid way of doing it, because you're gonna fucking get high off of those fumes.
That's true. But there's literally like in his personal journal, there's a marijuana leaf that's laminated in his journal from that experience. So that's how we know about that.
Nice.
Grandpa Denny. Yes.
We love him.
There was another story from Grandpa Joe that also had to do with drugs. Where one time it was like the time where LSD was now becoming an actual popular thing that people were using. He said that one time he got pulled by the cops, and you know how blotting paper, it's not just one square. You have like a whole grid, and then you take a square off, or if you're feeling risky, like you take 2 or 3 if you're fucking insane. And this guy had the entire blotting grid in his truck, and he got pulled over by the cops. And so he said, "Fuck it," and he ate the whole thing. And he said he was high for 2 days in that jail. And he said, I'll never forget that experience. I think he told me he never did LSD since then, though, because it kind of scarred him as well. But this was back when I didn't even know what LSD was, really. I just got told it was bad in elementary school. And now I know more about drugs. And I just can't imagine what it'd be like to eat an entire grid of fucking LSD.
It's really funny that you say that, because we were talking about that yesterday. And that's how I would kill Matt. Mm-hmm. If I had to kill him, that's how I would kill him.
Well,
but
now
I guess
we know
it wouldn't work.
That's such a horrible. Well, okay, you can't technically die from LSD, but you can die from the influence of LSD.
Right.
As in, like, your mind is so fucked that you go, all right, I'm jumping out a window.
And we already know he's already almost there anyway. So you gotta.
You guys.
Yeah, we're in the second episode. We're gonna start talking about fucking Matt's mental health.
We already had this conversation. but I don't remember. We were talking about how he's not allowed to date anyone else, so I would just kill him so that he doesn't have the opportunity. And he was like, "Oh, well, how would you kill me?" And that's what I said. And then he goes, "Well, before I told him, he said, never mind, I don't want to know." And I was like, "I'm going to tell you." So that's probably what I would do.
Okay, well then how would you kill your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Matt?
So
You gotta pick.
Well, let me get out this
I
notebook.
thought it was a knife at the beach house that time that I was convinced that he was gonna kill me, but he was actually just standing there and we were watching.
Remind me to never smoke weed with you. Damn.
Well, I didn't do
Next
anything.
level paranoia.
I just laid there and it was only for like 5 minutes. So I was like, he's probably gonna kill me.
I mean, though, I
And
did
then he
think
just-
that your cousin Tyler was gonna fucking kill us. So.
when
That one is
When we were
plausible.
at the beach house.
Oh, yeah.
That time where you got so upset that
he
real
wanted
quick,
to do donuts on
yeah,
the beach.
you jokingly suggested, because we were all
like
fucking
all
blasted,
drunk,
Yeah.
you know.
drunk, high, just everything.
Whoa,
And,
whoa. We weren't high.
oh yeah, you're right. We were drunk, and he goes, hey, we should do donuts in the sand. And then Tyler was like, yes. Like super enthusiastically, and then that's when both Matt and I go, no, it's joking, lol.
Dude, you know what? That's fine.
Your cousin got so fucking pissed.
Yeah, he
Really?
did get really mad that we didn't want to do donuts in the sand on the
I
beach.
just realized that he very much will probably listen to this video.
Nah.
Well, then I guess you've had the opportunity to open up the conversation about whether or not he was going to kill you.
All right, well, Tyler, tell us in the comments, would you have killed us that night when you didn't want to do donuts in the sand?
Did he tell you he listens to this?
Huh?
Did he tell you he listens to
No, but I just realized he's on YouTube and all that, so he might as well
You might
listen.
give it a listen.
Listen, this was
Have
my
it.
paranoid state of mind. I don't believe that now. I think you're fine. Just
Yeah, I honestly at the time I didn't really think of anything of it. I was just kind of like, Hee hee.
See, I thought my favorite person in the whole world was gonna kill me, but he didn't actually even do anything. I think you were just standing there.
Was this before?
Well, you were also watching.
It was after.
You were watching The Lighthouse, though, which is all about gaslighting.
No, this was before, though. This was before.
No, I think The Lighthouse was definitely on.
It was.
I think that we had just finished watching part of the movie, and then you got up and went to the bedroom, and then you returned, and you were behind me, and I was on the couch watching the TV, and you were behind me, and I was like, he's gonna fucking kill me. And you were just standing there, like, and I turned around, and I was like, and you're just standing there, and you're like, hi. You didn't kill me though, but then it was fine.
Glad to know that you trust me.
But I do. You didn't kill me, so I was like, all right, you passed the test, I guess.
Pass the test.
So I thought he was gonna kill me. But anyways, yeah, Grandpa Joe.
No, that's it about Grandpa Joe.
I don't know.
He was a funny fella.
He must be. I think all I had was Demarius. Pretty much everyone that I work with is really a character.
Well, Matt, you said you had like a drug enthusiast friend or coworker.
I would say, I forget his name, but he was just like, he influenced all the showbiz workers. So there was a couple other workers there that would like go and have drugs with him, despite being like 7 years younger than him. But there was this one time. So my brother used to do drugs, but he doesn't really anymore.
Right.
But there was this one time that he went over to his house, and because he was the same age as my brother, and he had a couple of his friends, and they had a hookah. And they started
A hookah or a hookup?
They paid for a hookah.
A hookah.
Was she any good?
A hooker. But they started smoking it, and they were smoking it thinking it was like tobacco, right? Yeah. Right. And all of a sudden, my brother like stops and he looks around and he's like, "Are you guys fucking high right now?" and then like everyone
high
else
from those.
What?
You don't get high from those.
So
Well,
what
because
happened?
it was marijuana in it, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
someone put marijuana in it.
God.
Didn't know.
Fuck.
So they didn't realize that it was in there because they were just smoking it like as it is. So anyways, my brother told me about this at the time because I was in like, or he was like visiting or something like that, and I was at Showbiz, and I was telling this guy about that story, and he was like, "Wait, your brother's Michael Lewis?"
See, here's another one that doesn't think that you look like your brother, because you don't.
We look a lot alike right now with the
I don't
short
think
hair.
so.
Have
I don't think so.
similarities, but one of them has really pretty eyes and looks different than the
Holy
other
shit!
one.
Look that up.
And the other one is Michael.
Look up Michael Lewis.
Michael Keith
Do you
Lewis.
think if I
on
typed in
Instagram.
Michael Keith
If you
Lewis?
get rid of like this
man.
part, you guys look alike.
True, with the beard and everything.
Like the rest of them. Your eyes are super different. Like your eyes and your eyebrows. So it changes like pretty much your whole face.
I feel like your brother's got more of a baby face than you do.
They both have baby faces.
Yeah.
They're just different. I think it's like your complexions because like your eyes are a different color because
Yeah,
of it.
and also your brother's black, so that probably
Yeah.
that's probably part of it.
white.
Well,
Just for
yeah.
clarification.
Yes. I think that was all of the coworkers that no. They're all pretty insane. Oh, I had a conspiracy theory for you.
Yeah, speaking of insane,
It was really important. So, have you ever heard about the mattress firms in Illinois?
How there's so many, right?
oh, and they're
Okay.
all like identical because it's
But-
pretty much a
No, I have to show you.
money laundering scheme.
So, well, look it
Yeah.
up. Just look up Illinois mattress firms because it's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You're gonna see it. So it was like a money laundering thing, or we're gonna see. Okay, look up conspiracy. It's important. So, they're all like within, like 0.5 miles. Yes.
It's like that all over the place, though.
No, but like here. It's just Illinois. I think someone on Reddit figured it out actually, which is normal.
Yeah, there's a whole video on it on like Wendover Productions.
Yeah, because they're
I
all
wanna
like,
fucking sign up.
not paying for this. There should be a map somewhere, hopefully.
I mean, I think this picture is pretty much.
I think that really covers everything.
Well, explain it instead of.
Well, there was like 50 of them in like a really small area,
Okay.
and they're all like half a mile away from each other. It's like everyone thought it was a giant money laundering scheme. It was really interesting.
Honestly, what happened was it had to do with Mattress Firm just buying up all the mattress places, and then also like, I don't know, I forgot what the video I watched was, what he said. It was a one-hour production video, I think.
How do you know? Listen, because my mom still believes in Pizzagate.
Pizzagate.
Yeah.
What is Pizzagate?
A Pizzagate is there's a restaurant in like L.A. or something like that.
Somewhere.
That apparently there's a conspiracy theory that they were running a child pornography ring within the pizza
Or like child
store.
sex trafficking.
Yeah, and they had like children in the basement, and that convinced someone so far to go in there with like weapons and like demand that they free the children from their basement.
They're just like,
I actually did hear about that. I just didn't know that was called Pizzagate.
And if you ordered like a certain pizza, they would bring you a certain child.
Well, no. Here's because this is also a conspiracy theory about pizza and child.
Speaking of pizza, do you guys want to get a pizza?
A pizza does sound pretty nice. Well, now, but
Like when we finish.
yeah. Well, hey, get a cheese pizza, because that's the code name. Because cheese pizza is CP. You know what else is CP?
Child porn.
You're gonna get so demonetized and removed.
Demonetized. He said child porn.
I wanted to make sure it like peaked. Let's see. Child porn.
All right. Well, let me talk about a conspiracy that I believe is
Yes.
real, and it's the.
What's wrong with you? Matt, 2 beers, Lewis.
Child porn.
I really hope my mom doesn't watch this.
Well, this is
I
why
hope
it's
I
called the
do.
Anti-Mom Podcast.
Yeah. So she physically can't watch it anyways. But what if she found a way to get past it?
Wait, what do you mean she can't physically watch
It
it?
says no mom.
Because it's anti-mom.
Oh yeah.
But
okay.
there might be like a little, loophole that they can take. Like, well, I am a mom, but. All right, this joke is going nowhere. Pretty much, Russians in the 1950s sent people into space before Yuri Gagarin,
yeah.
but they all died. And until Yuri Gagarin was the first successful one, and then that's the one that they reported on. The evidence for this conspiracy theory being real is, one, Russia did shady shit back in the Cold War, and two Italian brothers that used to be really big fans of listening to satellites and other man-made space objects that were orbiting Earth at the time through radio stations. Picked up frequency that had the voice of a female astronaut. Well, so they could conclude, saying stuff like "I'm burning up," "I'm landing soon," "Mayday, Mayday," and then the feed goes absolutely blank. And so this evidence, which you can actually find online, you can listen to it. Pretty sad. That there is a possibility that the Russians, before Yuri Gagarin was blasted off into space and successfully, did his mission, they just did a bunch of test runs of sending people into space, and they would report on the first one that would successfully be able to do it, so that they can report on it and say, hey, we were the first ones to be in space. So that I do believe is a possibility, because Russia was a pretty sketchy nation at the
That one
time.
seems pretty ridiculously likely.
yeah.
So that's the only.
Especially in Russia at the state of the time,
Considering the way that they did press and whatnot.
No, that's the only conspiracy that I believe in. After that, all the other ones just are bullshit. I don't like them.
How do you feel about 9/11?
How do I feel about 9/11?
Bro, we can't
Like
talk
the
about
kid-
9/11.
It
Yes,
was
we
a,
can
it
talk
was a
about the
national
child porn.
tragedy.
Well,
That's
yes.
what it
I mean,
was.
the conspiracies. Goddamn it.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
It's another case of people having trouble wrapping their minds around the fact that people will be able to do this. That's why they come up with more crazy explanations for them to happen. This is why, and this is not to offend people who are suffering from this illness, but this is why a lot of conspiracy theorists are borderline schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Good.
Because
good choice of words. Okay.
No, because that's what that aspect of that disease does to you, is that you make these connections out of nowhere, and that's why they love conspiracies so much. Not all conspiracy theorists and not all schizophrenics are like this, but that is a common occurrence.
Completely unrelated to all conspiracy theorists and the one of the All Gas No Breaks videos. They were on the beach. There's these two girls, and they're like, "We're from Austin, Texas." And he goes, "How do you feel about Alex Jones?" And they were like, "Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I love it. Love him."
I saw his.
Frogs are gay.
I didn't see him, but I did see his like battle truck that was going through the campus.
Does he?
Because do you remember when he did that? He had like a battle. He had like this giant armored truck that he would drive around Austin, and he would personally be on it. He had some goons though, because I didn't see him, but I did see his goons use it. But he was on it, and he would just go around spouting stuff like, "Trump is our savior.
Yeah.
Vote for Trump."
I am endlessly fascinated by Alex Jones because, you listen to the stuff that he says, it's concerning for the most part, but I don't know how much you care about Joe Rogan, but watching him on there, the dude talks for 4.5 hours about the shit that he very thoroughly believes, all of it. So it's not like he's just, I don't know. It's not. It doesn't sound like he's just coming up with nonsense. It's just stuff in his head that he's like, this is what's going on. This is true.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He does not stumble over a word. He doesn't miss a beat. He just all this shit in his head. That must be a prison.
He is a very talented orator.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe anything he says. I don't agree with him. I think that he's done some very terrible things in his career, but at least he's entertaining.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's he's not exactly a trusted news source, I don't think, but it's it's very interesting to listen to him talk.
I mean, the classic moments of are you trying to have sex with me? Or I'm a human. I'm an explorer.
I love those.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm a sex predator.
I'm kind of retarded.
I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay.
But that's pretty spot on with the voice.
That's
good shit.
No,
but he was
it
close.
needs to be more raspy.
But it was close. But he he seems like he's not capable of conversing with people at all. But then when all the Sandy Hook stuff happened, the fact that he actually said, "Oh, hey, I was wrong about that. My bad. My apologies."
An apology
was not enough for
okay,
that.
An apology is good, but at the same time, the fucking pain that's probably my least favorite thing he's done about it.
For sure.
Because
That was
at
the worst one.
least when you say shit like Hillary Clinton is a demon,
You're like, okay.
it's funny, and
Right.
then there's it's not really I don't think Hillary Clinton's hurt by hearing that.
No.
But when you say shit like your own child did not exist and it was an actor paid by the government, and so
soon after it happened.
Yeah.
Man.
It's these people just
brutal.
lost their children right before Christmas, and you're
Burnt
over
down
here
the
saying that
child.
they're fucking actors.
With your huge audience, he wasn't necessarily inciting the harassment, but he was definitely not telling his audience not to do those things. So it's when they went to the houses and everything and harassed the people. And that was pretty tragic. That was awful. So it's that whole situation. It's man, if you are buying into that conspiracy that the whole thing is false flag, whatever, do that on your own time. If you have that giant platform, you got to do that on your own time. Especially right after that happens was pretty crazy. That was slightly related. My mom really likes Alex Jones, and she just discovered him recently and thinks of him as a trusted news source. But I also have this thread of things that my mom thinks are true. The QAnon things.
Okay, let's hear them out.
That you'd enjoy them.
By the way, if you're enjoying the Eli and Lindsay podcast, you can go on Instagram and follow us. Oh wait, I forgot Matt was here.
Being cute.
All right,
Use the eye candy.
Let's hear your mom's rhetoric.
So my mom is she just recently got super into the QAnon thing. She's always been pretty right leaning, but after the the whole election thing happened,
she's a born-again conservative.
Yeah, that's what I'd call it. And so let's see. Oh, that's right. LeBron James hurt his ankle, I think, like a couple months ago. And so he was out for a few games.
LeBron Jameson.
Yes, King James, if you will. He was out for a couple games because he hurt his ankle, I think is what it was. And so she's on the couch and she's like, he's at Guantanamo Bay. He was in cahoots with the Clintons. So she told me he was at Guantanamo Bay. Let's see. Ooh, this one's really good. Okay. So Barron Trump is Princess Diana's son, who is still alive.
Gosh.
She's still alive. And that's Trump's real wife.
Why can't she just believe the more plausible theory that she was killed by the royal family? Isn't that enough?
Legitimate, yeah. So that was Trump's secret mistress.
Oh my God.
And their love child is Barron Trump. She's still alive. Paul Walker and Kobe Bryant were assassinated by the Clintons because they were about to uncover a child sex ring. I love that. And my brother was like, wait, so like, were they about to like call a press conference or something?
Does she not know about Seth Green?
I don't think she knows about anything.
Cause okay, like all right, because I don't care about this like big child whatever conspiracy ring. I think the most plausible stuff is like the ones that actually have been confirmed, like Bill Gates and all that. But like your mom is fucking spouting things that have no connection whatsoever. If she was a pro conspiracy theorist, which I could coach her on how to do, not because I am one, but because I but I like witness people on iPhone doing it. Fucking look up, like tell her about. No, actually, don't do this.
I'm gonna tell her.
No, don't.
I want to hear it.
But tell her about like the Tom Hanks stuff, the Seth Green stuff, that one actor that was supposedly killed by Tom Hanks so that he could shut up about the child sex ring.
She definitely has some stuff to say about Tom Hanks, but I don't know about the rest of it.
Okay.
But like every topic of conversation that I bring up to my mom, she's like, ooh, oh well, you don't want to hear about that. And I'm like, what? Like what? Like I was talking about like Meghan Markle and whoever her dude is going on Oprah, and she was like, ooh, well, yeah, I don't think you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk to me about this kind of stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, their baby, she was wearing a pregnancy pad. It's not really her baby. And I was like, what? Why? What would that do?
I'm sorry, Lindsay. I don't know you too well. I think I'm starting to know you a little bit more, but your mom sounds very concerning.
She is. Trust me, we know. And my dad, like, I don't think he thinks that it's that serious, but my brother and I, like, mercilessly berate her because she's a teacher.
I mean, like, if she's being ironic about it, good troll. Like, honestly,
she's not being ironic about it. Let's see. The whole Obama family is dead. That one's my favorite. They're all dead. Man. But then if you ask her the next day, they're all at Guantanamo Bay. Trump will be inaugurated via emergency broadcast system, but there's always a date, so it'll be like, okay, next Monday, and then when it doesn't happen, they're like, no, it's going to be next Thursday. It's all going to come out. Everything's going to come out.
The only family member from Obama that died was their dog.
Their dog. And then I also got her to tell, okay, so like bartending, I make $2.13 an hour plus tips, okay? So my paychecks, I end up like owing about $25 in taxes every 2 weeks. So I don't actually get a paycheck. I just owe money every 2 weeks.
Why would you report the tips?
So I can get an apartment. So I have to tell them how much I make.
Gotcha.
So that I can get an apartment. So whatever. So my mom was like, ooh, you're not going to have to worry about paying taxes next year. And I was like, okay, Mom, how about this? Will you pay my taxes next year? And she goes, yeah, I'll pay your taxes because I forgot what that's called. The Treasury's going to collapse. No, the other thing. I forgot. Well, not that. The IRS, yes, but there's I don't know what the other thing I'm thinking of is.
The Treasury.
But the Treasury is something else, whatever. She's saying that's all going to collapse. That's all going to be gone. Everything's going to be gone. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome. So she's going to pay my taxes because that's going to be dissolved any day now. And Congress is all dead. Joe Biden is dead, and a combination of deep fake videos and James Woods is portraying him.
That I can't believe.
That one we can.
There was this recent video of Kamala Harris where she's doing like she did a speech at some South American nation, and it was memed upon because she said in a very serious tone, she just goes, "Do not come."
Oh yeah, I know.
Do not come.
The Trump. I'm gonna come.
Yeah. Funny meme, but if you look at her face, she looks like a walking corpse. I've never seen a woman so tired in my life.
It's pretty bad. I probably would be too, honestly. She said,
God,
"Do not come."
Joe Biden, why couldn't
Do
you
not.
get yourself like a hot piece of ass to be your VP? Cause
Like at least John McCain tried.
yeah, you're right. I mean, I think Palin is kind of cute, but like Kamala looks like a school lunch lady.
Stop. She said, "Do not come. Do not come." Do we know what that was in reference to?
Yes, it was. She was telling people from South America not to come to the U.S.
Oh, like in general, like
Yes.
to move, not like to
Yes.
visit, or just like
No, like to immigrate. She was like, "Do not come. Do not come."
why?
Oh,
Like-
because I mean, Texas is putting tax dollars
Fuck Biden,
into.
honestly.
Was she saying because like the state of things is so bad, you shouldn't come?
Well, I mean, I think it has to do with the fact that now we're putting money, as Texas as a state is putting money into building that wall, like finishing it now and all that.
Interesting. Do not come. Do not come. I love that. And then they stitch it with the Trump. I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
So bad.
Man, how much sleep have you had tonight?
I slept like 7-8 hours last night.
Then stop yawning.
Well, you guys aren't talking to me. You're having your own conversation.
You're not talking to us.
I don't want to have our own conversation.
That's true. We get to
I mean,
talk.
I do. I do like talking to you, Lindsay, but I also feel bad for Matt that's just kind of falling
No,
asleep.
man, this is your podcast now.
It is. Don't you
Right.
have your meeting in 40 minutes?
Yes, we sure do. That's a long time from now. We have our KVRX weekly meeting, staff meeting.
Yep, soon. How much time have you been recording now?
Hour 6 minutes.
An hour and 6 minutes. Okay.
Do not come.
We could go.
Do not come.
We could go for a little longer.
Yeah, we sure can. I just drank my 2 beverages, enjoying you guys' conversations.
All right.
So we need to have another beverage, is what you're saying?
No, absolutely not. I'm very, very much so not.
Matt 2 beers, Lewis.
You're buzzed.
A cutie. That's excellent stuff. But that's kind of what my mom's been on recently. She said that she'll be on top of the mountain when everything comes out, everything comes to light, and everyone knows that she was telling the truth. So that's what we've got going. Yeah, that's really I think all we've got going with old mom over there. Yeah, it's really awesome. She gets to teach kids, so that's really cool.
Excellent.
Little kids, yeah. But she doesn't say anything about politics to them, which I guess is cool, because that's not even politics. That's just crazy.
My mom's a teacher.
Yeah?
She's a French teacher.
Bonjour.
'Cause I don't know if I don't ever
Croissant.
I don't know if I ever mentioned this.
Baguette.
I'm French and I have a dual citizenship. I don't know. Did I ever mention
I
that to
didn't
you,
actually know that part.
Like,
Yeah, but you're not a dual citizenship in France, though, right?
yeah.
It's Italy, right?
No, not Italy.
Oh, what? I thought you
I
never
lived in Italy, but I
France.
never became a citizen of Italy because I wasn't born there or did all the things to be
Wait,
there.
you were born in France?
No, I was born in Maryland, but I got my
Same shit.
French citizenship through like a passport and other stuff that my mom did to
that's
make sure
cool.
that the French nation recognizes me as one of the children of France. Which, by the way, cool thing I learned about French, which is fucking cool, by the way. France likes to like personify their country as like this motherly woman, and they say that citizens of France are her children. So like they'll say stuff like France's favorite son, which is Charles de Gaulle, or you are a child of France and stuff like that. So it's fucking
weird.
cool. It's patriotic as shit.
Germany used to say that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they're like Nazis.
They were at the time.
Dies der Vaterland. Das
I think
ist
it's
und der Auschwitz der Vaterland.
You know,
Don't
Lindsay
let
knows
it.
German.
Just a little, just a touch. I took it for 4 years in high school. That was all I got.
That was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago.
That was like 7 years ago for you.
That's rude.
But also true.
6 years ago.
Well, true.
6 years ago.
Wait, how old are you, Lindsay?
24.
Wow, you're like older than me.
Yeah.
Wow, you're like older than me. Yeah, dumbass. 3 plus 21 is older than you.
Matt likes them older ladies.
Oh yeah, I sure do. More mature.
by 3 years.
He likes them cougars.
He likes that mature category. Ew. Gross.
Well, Lindsay, at least you're not one of those girls that like older men by 10 years, which I've always
Right.
found really cool.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Her favorite fetish is old.
Don't say fetish because
middle-aged bald men.
That's right. I wanted to ask. So what is like? So when you look at a picture of Shel Silverstein, do you just get what?
No, you
Pull up a
want to
picture.
look up Bruce Willis.
There we go.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
What about Vin Diesel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan is number one on that
That's
list.
funny because my grandmother's got the hot for.
Did she have a thing
Fuck.
about that?
She's got the hots for Vin Diesel.
She needs to start watching the Joe Rogan podcast. Is what she needs to start doing.
No, I think she likes the fact that he's a light skin. I think that's part of it. So
They're both light skinned.
no, they're not. Joe Rogan is not half black,
Neither is Vin Diesel.
isn't he?
No.
Yes, he is.
He's just
No.
tan.
I don't think
Yes,
he's
he
not
is.
Have you
tan
seen
at
him?
all.
Have you seen him in Save a Private Ryan?
He is really white in there, but that's because they made sure that everyone was super
Adrian Caparzo. Private. He dies so soon.
white. Where is it?
He dies so quick.
Yeah, he's like.
We're gonna look it up.
What is
do
he?
we got?
What is he?
He's some. Okay.
All right, we have to look at early life. His mother, Delora Shirlene Vincent, is an astrologer. Oh no.
What's an astrologer?
Diesel has stated that he is of ambiguous ethnicity.
Like The Rock.
So he's a light skin. That's pretty much what they're saying by that.
Diesel has self-identified as a person of color. I actually never knew that. I think he just looks like just a white dude.
No, he's not fully white.
But it's like now that you say that, I'm like, okay, I can view that from this lens. But I just always thought he was a white dude.
Pop quiz.
What
What is Kamala Harris's ethnicity?
Mexican? Latinx?
I don't know that I would have
No.
said that. So there's a little black in there, maybe Dominican.
She's half black, half Indian.
That's really interesting. Like
What type of
an
Indian are we
Don't-
talking about?
If Matt,
Gas station or casino.
oh my God,
Bro.
you say goodbye to your career. How dare you say that?
What type of Indian?
If I say Indian, I meet someone from South Asia who is most likely Hindu.
I met Hindu or like Sid or whatever.
Sikh.
What the fuck
Sikh.
is Sid?
Sid?
Sikh.
Sikh. There we go.
Sikhs are still Indian though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's no. I don't know. She's not Sikh. I don't think she's Sikh or Hindu or whatever. She's
I don't
just
think she's
Indian.
that.
Like, it has anything. I don't think it has anything to do with Indian. I thought you were talking about like. What are you talking about? Was she like Indian or like an Indian? Like one of them redskins.
Lindsay
You know what I'm
was
saying?
the one that said it.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, he did.
Well, you implied it, and I was
You
about to
have no-
cancel you right then and there.
Cancel
You have
me.
no proof. Cancel you. My God, I did not know that actually. That's very interesting.
Yep. So she's our first black, first Indian vice president.
That's very
first
interesting.
woman vice president
Do
too.
not comment.
She just hit all the marks, and she did that all by herself.
She really did.
Woman, am I right?
Yeah, she wasn't handpicked by Joe Biden at all. She just did that herself.
She did, yeah. I guess so.
Joe Biden didn't just pick her because he knew that he would get more votes from the colored community from that. I mean, like she just did that. Like she just walked up and said, "I'm going to be VP." What a powerful woman! What a
Yeah.
great inspiration!
Yeah.
Huge inspiration.
Yeah, she's a huge inspiration
Honestly.
to me from someone who is all white. You know. Like,
Just like Vin Diesel.
Just like Vin Diesel.
Okay, hold on. This is really important. Have you ever seen that video of Vin Diesel drunk doing an interview?
no.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
shit,
gonna
Jamie.
need you to look it up.
Look it
I'm
up.
gonna need you to look it
Well,
up. We're
can-
gonna consult the YouTube.
Well, we won't be able to hear the audio though.
Will we not? Okay,
No.
that's really
No.
annoying.
I haven't figured out that solution yet. I know how, but it's delayed.
Well, we'll get there eventually. But it's him basically sexually harassing an interviewer that's doing the interview.
I've
Oh,
seen
And he's
that
like, "God,
actually.
you're so beautiful."
You showed that to me.
Yeah, it's really weird, and he doesn't answer any of her questions, and he's just like, "When did this turn into Beautiful World? How am I supposed to do this interview? She's so sexy," and she's just like,
Lord.
super drunk, very drunk, like obviously fucked up on something, but it was pretty funny.
To me, that's probably my favorite cringe content. Is just failed flirting and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. That one was legendary because it's Vin Diesel in like a cut off sleeve shirt thing, like a plaid. No, like a plaid button up, but with like the sleeves cut off.
Oh.
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen Vin Diesel in anything other than a wife beater.
He says.
Was Vin Diesel German now? Van Diesel.
Von Diesel.
I am Obergruppenführer Van Diesel.
Von Diesel.
That sounds like a porn star, like a German gay leather strapped porn star. Obergruppenführer Van Diesel.
Oh my god.
I'm making that
I don't
into a
even know about those
character.
porn
Like that kind of-
stars.
What do you mean by that? Is it just because I told you I watch gay porn?
Yes.
Is that why? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, you said you liked someone else too. That was a woman. Wait, which type of gay porn do you watch? Men, a man,
Not
or
the
woman,
female
a woman?
variety.
Okay.
Okay.
See,
You said you knew.
Sometimes.
that's proof.
emo.
That's proof. It's not just men that watch gay porn.
I dabble in a little
Women
bit of
do it
of,
too.
of
Okay,
Lana Rhodes.
stop
Dabble in
accusing
just a
us.
touch.
Lana Rhodes. There we go.
I
Alright.
dabble in just a touch.
I don't
of
even know
Lana
who that
Rhodes.
is. Holy shit, Jamie, look that up.
Look up
He
what?
said, "I don't even know who that is." Lana
Adalia
Rhodes?
Rose?
No,
Lana
Lana
Rhodes.
Rhodes. Not her. Not her. Lana Rhodes.
Lana Rose. Will I get like in trouble if I type?
Rhodes. R-H.
I actually probably shouldn't play this right now. Let's see what it fills up.
Is this how you spell it?
Yes.
Go to Google Images.
Okay.
Mm.
Do not.
I'm
Don't
not,
switch
it's not,
it.
It's not on
Oh,
right
that's
now.
new.
Not
never
news. In snakeskin, Lana Rhodes. does
Okay, I'm
something-
gonna open up one image. Okay,
That's my girlfriend.
and go. She looks like a Russian.
She's not. It's my girlfriend.
Okay.
I
all
love
right.
her. Or it's two dudes. That's it. There's no in between. Yeah, that's all I
Speaking
got.
of porn stars, have
Oh, no.
have I ever told you that I met Mia Khalifa?
Did you?
I did.
How was that?
Who's that?
I find her profoundly annoying.
I actually don't know who that is.
Mia Khalifa is a Lebanese-born porn star that was.
She only made like 10 videos.
Yeah, she only made a few, but she like blew up because she would do like these weird hijab ones that offended the Muslim world. But yeah, she's annoying because her thing was that like she did porn and then she hated how she did porn and then now she's
Yeah.
doing more porn. So, anyways, so one day I was working at Six Flags. I get to the main office and they're all like giggling and looking at me and I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, did I forget my pants or something? And so I asked them, hey, what's up? And they go, dude, Mia Khalifa's here. And I genuinely did not know who she was. And I go, who is she? She goes, she's a porn star, dude. And they show her picture. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
What
nice.
kind of picture are we talking about here? Dude or clothed?
Uh-huh.
Nude or clothed?
I think it was clothed.
Okay.
But he goes, yeah, she was here. She just checked in and got a flash pass. Like, here's her fake ID. Which was sad now in retrospect that she has to have like a fake identity.
That
where
is
she
really
goes.
sad, actually.
But yeah, I was like from Florida and stuff like that. So yeah, she's here, dude. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And they told her exactly what she was wearing. It's like, all right, so if you spot her, this is what she looks like. I'm like, all right. So the whole day, this was the best day at work, by the way, because everyone united. Like every single worker, security guard, Six Flags employee,
Like where them titties at.
they were all like, where is she? Like the security guys legitimately would talk to each other on the radio and say, Mia Khalifa spotted your Iron Rattler.
And she's just trying to have a day.
Yeah, she's just trying to have a day, which was sad. And she was like with two big buff fuck boys. And what was funny
Yeah.
is that a coworker, now actually a friend in Austin, he was working at the Iron Rattler and he got to be on her fucking Snapchat story. So there's that. And the whole day I did not see her at all, but everyone was talking about it. And then I got to a ride that no one goes to. And it's so empty that people will go through the Flash Pass entrance even if they don't have it. And you just let them because no one goes to the ride because there's no line. And then she walks on through. And I never stop anyone with a Flash Pass to this ride because what's the fucking point? There's no line. But I was like, I'm going to take advantage of the situation by at least
Yikes.
having one word interaction with her so I could say that I have met Mia Khalifa. I walked up to her She goes, what do I do with this? Like, do I like show it to you? And I'm like, yep, that's what you do. And then I did the beepy thing with the device that we're given. And then one of her fuckboys was like, hey, Eli, we got one more dude behind. He's just let him in, okay? I'm like, yes, sir. And that was my interaction. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. And now I can say I've met Mia Khalifa.
Is that awesome?
Yes, honey.
Yeah. Do you wish that you had had that interaction?
No, I just think it's really cool, you know?
She was really short, and I mean, already I'm like a giant, freak. So
the only like celebrity that I met that I can remember was that guy off of Starstruck, the Disney movie.
Yeah, you told me.
Not Zac Efron. That's fucking High School Musical.
yeah, that would be huge if you met him.
But I don't remember. But he was on Longhorn late at night whenever I was like volunteering for them a little bit.
That guy, he's from Things. I can't remember what the Things are now.
Starstruck is like his biggest one.
Yeah, he's from Things. He's from A Cinderella Story too? No, that's a different dude. Whatever. I waited on Toby Keith at Cracker Barrel. And I also met him on Bourbon Street because he was staying in the same hotel as us and he really liked the OU band. So it was pretty funny. Well, that was a funny thing because like we were all staying in the same hotel. So like the football players, the band, the cheerleaders, we all stayed in one hotel because it was for the Sugar Bowl. And so we were all standing in the lobby about to go like to Bourbon Street, and like a big dude, looked like a homeless dude, like came up to me and he like put his arm on my shoulder like this because we're all standing in a circle.
Tell him to back off.
And I forget. It was like whatever because he knew we were band kids and he was like around the band whenever he could be, like whenever like he was at the games and stuff, he would like come up and like say hi and whatever. So he like came up and he put his arm on my shoulder and I was like, hey, and it was Toby Keith and he looked very homeless and like the rest of the circle that we were standing in pretty much like left because they thought he was a homeless dude. And then I was like, oh cool, can I take a picture with you? So I have a little picture with him and I took one with him and then like everyone figured out that he was Toby Keith and like came back and took a picture with him, but they all thought he was a homeless guy, so they tried to walk away from me and leave me with the homeless man that they thought was interacting with me.
Are you sure it wasn't just a homeless man that looked like Toby Keith?
I'm positive it was Toby Keith. And then I went out to Cracker Barrel. That's all I got. And he has this picture of me and Toby Keith. I don't remember when we went to Sugar Bowl.
Interesting story, Lindsay. But before you rudely interrupted Matt about his Star Trek.
That was the end.
Starstruck.
Star Trek.
All right, so you met the dude from Starstruck.
Yeah, that was it. Really.
Did you say anything? What was the conversation? Was there?
I didn't say anything to him personally, but he was there.
What the fuck?
He does look pretty homeless.
No.
Who's Toby Keith again? What is he doing?
He's a country
He's
singer.
a country singer.
He's a big time country singer.
It's Toby Keith.
What has he written? What is he?
You would recognize it if you saw it.
Courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
We'll put a boot in your ass.
That sounds great.
The American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name.
I love this bar is a big one.
List. You know the one.
Yeah.
I love this bar.
What is this one? As good as I once was.
I ain't as good as I once was. Do you not recognize any of these?
Nope.
They're just like trash country songs.
The only country songs that I love are the ones from the Fallout New Vegas soundtrack.
Okay.
So
that's different.
Well, on that note, do you guys want to end this because we're getting close to our meeting time?
More
pizza?
like you're about to fall asleep.
He's always about to fall asleep.
No, honestly, at this point, I just want pizza, and I want to make sure that this works for the Zoom call that we gotta take.
Okay, that makes sense. Alrighty, well then, thank you so much for listening, watching / consuming the Anti-Mom Podcast Episode 2, starring Matt Lewis's sister / girlfriend, Lindsay Tortellini. Is that your last name? Okay. We'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully, y'all are getting situated with our kind of wacky personalities. Now you can kind of pick up on some inside jokes. Don't worry, we'll have some great memes coming along the way. So stay tuned for that. All right, well, you send us off, Mr. Lewis.
So one final thing is hopefully next week we're going live with this. So if you're looking forward to that, just look out on my social media, Eli's Snapchat, and we'll let you know whenever we're going live. But once again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.